Hey, it's Mila. Welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can see in the title, we're going to be going over all of the books that I read in the month of August. I honestly kind of surprised myself. I didn't think I was going to read that much. And also I read some pretty hefty books. So I'm like, okay, who is she? I feel like if I didn't read as chunky of reads, I would have probably read more, but I'm still super proud of myself. So yeah, if you're new here, my name is Mila. I make everything from college, lifestyle, and bookish type content. So if that sounds fun, definitely hit the subscribe button and leave a thumbs up so I know that you guys enjoyed today's video. These type of videos. I do have my window open, so I don't know if the audio that's going on outside is going to be recorded into this, because literally for the past 5 minutes my neighbor's dogs have been barking at each other. But anyway, let's get on with today's video. So I guess we're gonna go in order. Yeah, so the first book I read in the month of August is I Hate You More by Lucy Gilmore. Is this better? Yeah, I Hate You More by Lucy Gilmore. I haven't heard anyone talk about this book ever, right? So I was like, okay, I don't know what to expect going in. It was so good. It was so so cute. And I don't know if the Lucy Gilmore's other books are like this, but she's definitely someone who I'm gonna have on my radar right now. And basically, I Hate You More, you have our main character Piper, who works not as a nurse but as a caretaker. I don't know what you called it, but that type of person at a kind of old person's home, but not really an old person's home, but kind of that idea, right? And one of her patients, I guess you can say, one of them, she has a dog. Give me a second. I'm gonna close my window because I feel like it's really noisy. Are you freaking kidding me? My camera's about to die. I am gonna scream. But anyway, let's just go until my camera dies. And one of her patients, I guess you can say, has a dog, and one of her dreams is for this dog to win this doggy show type thing, right? And the love interest, he's one of the judges in this show, and it's just a super cute thing. It's kind of Grumpy Sunshine, but not super grumpy. It's Grumpy Sunshine maybe for a tiny bit, but then he's also pretty sunshine, but only with her, and it's super cute. I rated this 4.25 stars. Once again, I don't know why no one talks about this, because it's so good and it definitely deserves more hype than it gets. Next, I read the fourth and final book in the Red Queen saga, and that's War Storm. We see this chunk of a book, and it was so good. This entire series I rated 4 star. It's such a good series. It's very political, that's the thing. So if you're not really into political fantasies, maybe it's not for you. But one of my favorite things about this book is seeing Evangeline, getting more of her point of view, because even though you really didn't like her at first, she grew to be one of my favorite characters. So I'm super happy that she got her happy ending. I really like how this book ended. I feel like it ended perfectly given what was going on. So honestly, 100% recommend this series. Amazing. I do have the little epilogue novel. No, not epilogue novel. The kind of complimentary novellas. And then after that, the series is done. And I don't know, I feel I put off reading this because I didn't want to say goodbye to these characters, but I'm happy with how things ended, you know? Next, my 5-star read of the month of August, Twisted Games. Going in, I knew that I would love this book, and it was so good. The banter, the characters, Reese and Bridget, it's just so perfect. So perfect. What I really liked about them is that it didn't feel rushed or anything. This story, their story took place over, I think 3 years or something like that. So everything made sense, you know? There was tension, there was the build-up, and you knew that they were gonna get together, but it was a slow burn that really got you. And every little secret moment that they shared, oh my god, it was so good. I kind of guessed a little plot twist, because in my head I was it's probably gonna be something like that, but that didn't bother me. It wasn't it's because it's not a thriller, right? So guessing the plot twist wasn't the end of the world. But I love this book. 5 stars. If you haven't read the Twisted series yet, please go read it, because oh my god, it's so good. After that, we got to Good Girl Bad Blood, which is the second book of the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. And going into this, I really didn't know what to expect, because I was okay, the first murder case that's done, right? So is it going to be something else? Are we just following the characters? What's going to go on? And this book did not disappoint. I rated 4 stars. You have a new little murder mystery, but you it's with the same characters as before, right? It's I can't really tell you much because it kind of builds off of the other one, but it's so good. It kind of follows the same vibe as the first book. And we are back. Don't remember what I was saying before, but read the series. So good. After that, I read a book that everyone has been like raving about since it came out, and that's Happy Place by Emily Henry, and I rated this book 4 stars. I'm really happy that I got to see Emily Henry's writing style again, because I realized that is something that I really like, because I feel like it's very different from other rom-coms. It's more like, not that I'm saying that others are shallow, but the way that she writes seems more serious, but not in a bad way. You know, like I really like her writing style. I literally only read People We Meet on Vacation. I haven't read anything else by her. So it was nice to like delve back into how she writes and stuff like that. And this book, I loved it so much. Like Win, is that his name? Win? Yeah, Win kind of really reminded me of Alex. Like they had the same like energy, and I don't know if it's like this in her other books, but I feel like it's the more like innocent, I'm like self-deprecating energy, but I don't mind it, you know? Like I feel like it's kind of like relatable-ish in a way. Like I really like that. I feel like she has like stronger female characters and more like self-deprecating like male characters, but again, not in a bad way. Like I really liked this book, and I also loved how much the friendship aspect was there. Like even though this book took place in what, like 5 days, I think, a couple of days, it was like the whole friend group that's there together, and it really like brought me back to when I was going with my friends to like chalets and stuff like that. So I really like that. Honestly, perfect read for the summer. I know like everyone has read this, but if you haven't, please go pick it up. It's so good, and it's like so much like deeper than just a little like rom-com. So after that, I read a book that I saw Destiny read, and I didn't know what to expect going into it, and that's Summertime by Willow Astor. And I'm not gonna lie, like in the beginning, the first chapter, I was like, yikes, like I'm gonna hate this so much. And then as the story kind of like progressed, I was like, like do I just DNF or no? But I was reading it for a video, so I was like, I don't know if I want to DNF or not. But then after that, I don't know what happened, something like switched, and I loved it. Like, was it kind of like Wattpad at the beginning? Yes, but then in all the best ways possible. It was so good. I feel like this is like a guilty pleasure read, because again, like if you can get past the first like maybe 5 chapters, it gets so good. It's so crazy, so outlandish, like very like fanficky, like Wattpad-y, but it's so good. It's so good. I rated this like 4.25 stars. It is kind of like a love triangle, but not in a bad way. Like I hate love triangles, and I know like other books people are like, oh, the love triangle wasn't that bad. Like I'm currently reading Say You Swear, and in Say You Swear, it's like there's nothing like, I don't know, it's just like, you know how in most love triangles you're very like, there's one character who you like, one character that you don't like, and over here like you like both characters, and like they're so different. And I don't know, it's just like, it's, again, I surprised myself. I did not expect to like this as much as I did, but again, guilty pleasure. It's so good. It has a kind of like famous trope in a way. It has like the love triangle trope, but I swear to God, in the best way possible. Like if you go in expecting like Wattpad-y outlandishness, that's what you get. But it's so good. I know there's another book, Autumn Nights, I want to say, and that's with Summer's sister. And you know for sure I'm gonna read it. Like I'm currently planning to do a fall releases little video, and this book by Willow Astor, and I wanted to know what it's about. After seeing how hooked I was to Summertime, I'm like, add to cart, I need to read. After that, I read a book that people had very mixed feelings on, and that's Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. Oh, I forgot to say, I rated Summertime 4 stars. Meet Me at the Lake, I know that in like every video that I talked about it, I was like, oh, like everyone says that this trope is like unrealistic, it doesn't make sense, they couldn't really like connect with the characters. But I was like, okay, if you go in knowing that it's like this, then you know what to expect. Like you're not gonna be let down or disappointed or anything. I love their chemistry together. I love the guy, and I like her main character, but it just, again, it felt like super unrealistic. Like the time jump, I feel like if the time jump was like maybe 3 years, max 5, or if they were hanging out with each other for maybe a week versus like one day, you know, it just seemed very unrealistic. And I feel like changing the time periods, it would have made the book so much better, because again, the story wasn't bad, it just seemed so unrealistic in terms of the dates, that if you had just like changed it in like editing or whatever, it would have made it so much better. But I think I rated this I don't know if I rated it 3 or 3.5 star because, again, I did like the banter. Like, I loved the banter. I loved how they were in the past when they met, but again, it just felt very unrealistic to me. So I'm kind of disappointed, but I feel like everyone kind of had the same, like, opinion on it. So yeah, kind of disappointed by this book. Like, read Every Summer After. Maybe skip out on this one. And then I'm curious to see what she's going to be releasing next year. Then this book is another, like, guilty pleasure read. So I'm part of a sorority, so I like to kind of like look for books, look for movies or TV shows that kind of like revolve around that to see how it's portrayed. So when I found this book by Candy Steiner, I'm like, I have to read it. And it's Rush. Let's like ignore Adam. I feel like this is Adam. Let's ignore this. This book is so good. It's so good. It's not gonna win any like literary awards. It's no Emily Henry, but it's so good. It feels like you're watching a movie. Like, if you guys have watched, like, Scream Queens or Greek, it's, like, the Greek aspect of that. It's so good. And it's written, like, pretty big. So it flies by so fast. I think I read this in, like, 5 hours. And it kind of goes in terms of, like, episodes. And you... how do I explain it? Like, it really feels like you're watching a TV show, and I think that every single book ends at the end of a semester, because this one ended at the end of the fall semester. You see so many people's point of views, you follow each of their storylines, they all have like drama going on in their life. It's just so good. And the ending, like, I was not expecting Ashley to end up in this situation. I'm like, what? Ashley. But yeah, oh my god, you have, what sorority is it? The Kappa Kappa Betas? Yeah, so you have the girls from the KKB sorority and the guys from 2 different sororities, but for the girls you have Cassie, it's her first semester. You have Skylar, who I love. Like, Skylar's honestly my favorite character. Skylar, who's her big, which is like a big sister. It's like a pairing thing that you guys do in the sorority. You have Erin and Ashley. I think Erin is Skylar's big. Ashley, I don't know. Like, she's not connected to the family. But yeah, you follow those 4 girls. You follow Bear. And you follow Bear, who is part of her version of the like Sigma Chi frat, because I find it like so funny because like obviously in books and in TV shows you can't really use the name of like actual frats and like sororities, but you can tell by which ones they were inspired to like write about. I can't tell. Then there's like the Alpha Sigmas or something like that Adam is a part of. I can't find, but anyway, so good. A guilty pleasure read. I rated this 4 points. I don't know if it's 4.25 or 4.5 star, because I feel like 4.5 star, it's like, I don't know if it's too high for this, but it was so good. Please read it. It's like the perfect palate cleanser. It's the perfect thing to put into a 24-hour reading block. It's a perfect like quick read, and if you read this in September, it fits the vibes. Oh my god, it was so good. And the last book I read gave off, a lot of people say it gives off like Pretty Little Liars vibe, but personally I felt like it gave off more Gossip Girl, but it's like a mix of both. And that's Ivy by Willow Nash, but like written by Devney Perry. It was so good. And this is a chunker of a book. This is freaking chunky. But basically you follow 3 girls. They all live in a manor at this university. So you have Cassia, who like something happened to her in her past and she's like transferred to this university and she's living in this house. Then you have Ivy, who it's like it belongs to her family, and her best friend Elora. And you just follow these 3 girls around. You get all of their points of views. You see what's going on in their life, their relationships and stuff like that. And there's so much drama, like so much like rich people drama. That's why it gives off like really Gossip Girl vibes. But there's also like the keeping secrets and stuff like that, and everyone has like a little messy past and stuff like that. But she gives off very like Pretty Little Liars. And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of slow. So if you're not hooked, it might be hard to get through. I was maybe like not bored, but I was kind of feeling like nothing was really happening in the halfway mark. But besides that, it was so good. Like my favorite plotline, my favorite character is Elora. Like Elora and Zayn, oh my god. And like when that thing happened to him, but this book is so good. Please read it. It's a chunker, but it's so good. I rated this 4.5 stars. I didn't know if I feel like it's not 5 stars because I did get kind of like bored in the middle, but I feel like it's more 4.75 star. So good. So good. Those are all the books that I read this month. Very like happy little reading vlog. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and leave a thumbs up. Also, let me know if you read any of these books. It feels like my camera literally does not want me to be happy today because I just ran out of like storage space, so I had to delete some old footage. But yeah, let me know if you guys read any of these books. I would love to talk to them with you guys. With my friends, I feel like I read the books first and I tell it to them, but like I cannot talk about it until they read the books. So if you guys read any of these, please let me know. I would love to just give all of my thoughts about them. And yeah, all my socials I linked down below, my TikTok, my Goodreads, my Instagram. If you want to go follow me along, I do post like pretty often on my Instagram. I do kind of sometimes post the books that I'm reading. I'm planning to get more into like bookish type TikToks, so definitely if you want to go follow me on there, give me a follow. I guess. Stay safe, protect your vibe, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye guys.